Viewer discretion advised.
The last we left off, you were looking for one of Mars's companions, compatriots, uh, assassins in arms, if you will. And you agreed to work alongside him to get an in with his guild, where you decide to track down the missing companion, where you found toward near one of the entrances of the city a blood trail that led deeper into an alleyway that you all followed. And as you follow the blood trail, what is everyone's passive perceptions, please?
14.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get it up.
13.
16.
16. How about Briar?
What?
Passive perception.
Oh,
What level were we again? 4? Okay.
passive perception is where the 11. Sorry.
What the?
11. Okay. Oh, I need to turn that on. I think. Yep.
I was trying to find it. I'm blind as hell, apparently.
But then I need to turn this on. There we go. Okay. What was it again? 15? 14?
Who?
You. I immediately forgot.
11.
11.
11.
Okay. So 16, Whitlock, and the 14s. As you guys go further down the alleyway and see more bits of blood streaked here and there that wrap around the corner, you hear the sound of kind of muffled, distant speaking. It sounds like there's someone talking around the corner further down the alleyway.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure if anyone else hears it, but I hear talking around the corner. Oh, shit. I think we should handle this quiet, yeah? This might be a good lead.
Nurse will
So,
just nod.
I'll go ahead and roll a stealth check to keep my head down and head over yonder.
Yep. If anyone wants
Although
to
I
stealth forward.
pointed it out, I will not stand at the front.
Mm-hmm.
So I will stealth behind them as well.
All right. And I'll roll stealth for Lucy.
Oh, I'm not even gonna attempt stealth.
Well, so far the rolls would carry you. So if you get a bad one, you're covered.
Why the DM? Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
see, that's why I told you I'm not even gonna attempt to.
Can I give a bardic inspiration for that, or is it too late?
It's too late.
Shit.
But
I forgot how. I keep forgetting how bardic inspiration works.
a group stealth check. You do cover it. I'll say you guys can move up to about. I'll make a mark. You guys can get to about here-ish with your stealth. This line
Perfect.
here.
On the line or before it?
Before the line. / on the line, actually. You can go up to where the line is. Like on that 30 mark.
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna really pixel peek this. Hold on.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nasty peak playing Rainbow Six, huh?
I'm gonna pixel peek it.
Yeah,
I'm
use
in this
the
nasty ass peak. Someone rang their phone.
What is it called? The head glitch. What is it called?
No
Yeah,
clip.
head glitch.
Yeah, head glitching.
Uh,
I was thinking just to
He's
copy the
doing-
same thing, which would make the phone ring.
He's doing the Caviera head glitch on the one map that,
Yeah.
while she's stealth, nobody can see her, but she can see everybody.
you broke the window and you're spawn peeking.
I got spawn peeking. This is awesome.
So as you get closer, you can hear you can more clearly hear the voices, and it seems to be a couple voices.
Someone puked all over the floor over there.
You hear more kind of regal voice, likely belonging to an elf.
Oh.
And you can hear the voice saying, "Just clean this mess up. We didn't pay you for such amateur work." And you can hear another more kind of like rough and tumble voice turn around and say, "You didn't even pay us at all yet. Plus, we don't work for you, elf. We work for your boss. You don't give us orders."
Ooh.
And you hear the elf return back with, "Well, if you want to keep your heads, rather than this poor amateur work, like our boss said, we hired you not to leave behind any evidence, and yet there's a pool of blood right at my feet. So why don't you get your rags and clean it before we put you to the blade already?" You can hear more grumbling behind the corner as if you all want to move up to where Whitlock is. I know you're right around the corner, Whitlock. I am going to ask for another stealth check to get there.
Fair. I was trying to peek around the corner.
And everyone else who wants to move up towards Whitlock can give me another stealth.
Well,
I'll
we're
give bardic
rolling
inspiration to Ryer. Step lightly, eh?
While we're
Fucking hell.
I rolled
Wrong
a 2.
person.
that.
My brother in Christ. What's my bardic inspiration at this point? Is it D6 for sure?
What level are you?
4. It's gotta be a 6.
I think it is 6, yeah.
What are you doing,
Yeah.
Mars?
One more level will be D8.
Do I recognize the voice?
Give me a history.
I'll roll.
13.
You want to roll that D8? Or you want me to roll the D8?
I can roll the D8.
Go for it.
Wow.
I know it's not
So yeah, your stealth is really good. I'll
Wait,
say
no, it'd be D6. Sorry.
I'll
Ugh.
say we'll just still keep it at a max 6 because it's fun. So you can cover for Alexandra, and Whitlock is covering for Lucy. A 13 history, Mars. You don't recognize the voices. You can easily tell one of them, is an elf. The other two sound to be more. They sound human, more less exotic notions in their voice than the elf. You can't put the voice to any faces. But yeah.
The humans sound more like common folk. I got you.
You know their racial accents.
She feels like
What
one
is that
too.
supposed to mean?
Exactly
Look,
what I said.
It takes
We're
one
evil,
to know
remember, it's
one.
fine.
That's definitely human.
We're evil, it's fine.
I'm evil. Of course I'm racist.
We're evil. Of course we make racial comments.
All right. As we're kind of going about this, I'll kind of whisper everyone. So, what should we do? Get the jump on them to figure out what's going on? Because that is very, Elven City. They sound pretty human. Takes one to know one, eh?
And
Maybe.
and having peeked around the corner, Whitlock, you do see there's an elf guard there, one of these Singorn elven guards in the full jade armor, with a spear at his side. and he is ordering these two kind of like rugged looking humans. They have weapons of their own on them. One of them has a blade on his side and a what you can see to be like the edges of a crossbow on his back, and the other just has
Yep.
a blade. And the two humans are very much they have rags and buckets, and they are cleaning the blood off the cobblestone, and you can see one of them goes, ooh, piece of candy, and he is gathering what looks to be like a rushed clutch of gold that was dropped into his hands, and he's scooping it into his pocket.
I have an idea, and it could go south very south or very north. I kind of wanted to, out of character, kind of like to disguise as the elf that I am, and go around the corner looking like all nonchalant and see this. You'd be like, "Oh my, what is this?" And be like, "I shall report this," and have an upper hand on them or whatever. And if they chase me, then we jump their ass.
I mean,
Huh?
Give it a try.
I mean, yeah.
Because I suppose I could.
I mean, I could do the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. You
Little
probably.
elf girl, I would be a little bit more vulnerable.
I'd rather save a spell slot.
Yeah.
If you want to go, if you want to do something like that, go for it. Unless you got any other ideas.
Yeah, Briar kind of notices what Whitlock is about to do and kind of taps him on the shoulder and goes, no, I got this. And she just sprints out there and goes, oh, this is awkward.
Well, he's right behind me, isn't he?
Mars, seeing this, is going to pull out a short bow.
Yeah, we're all gonna dip back a little bit.
So
Oh,
you jump out, Briar, and you see the two humans. One of them kind of has this shaved head and a thick beard. The other one seems to be more fuller hair and a little more younger in his face.
Okay.
The older man immediately like reaches to his side. He's the one who just has the blade at his side. He doesn't pull the blade. The other one tries reaching for his crossbow behind his back, but the elf in the armor, seeing this, immediately kind of like clacks his spear to the ground, and the others turn around, and you see him give this look towards the humans, who kind of just both back up a little bit, and the elf starts moving a bit closer to you, and all of you can hear the movement, the pitter patter of the armor on the cobblestone. And he looks at you. And we'll leave him about here-ish now, but he is still slowly approaching you. And he looks at you, Briar, and he says, "Oh, I forget how you describe Briar. Looks like Briar has she has like a childlikeness to her look, right? Or is she like does she look a full adult?
But she is like an actual child, like elf. She's only like 20 years old.
Oh yeah, that's like baby elf.
Yeah, like she is, but because of or no, she's older than that. Hold on, no, she's in her 40s. She's like a young adult.
Okay.
Or something like that. Yeah,
That's
but she is she's extremely short for a young adult elf because of the living in the Feywild, and also her personality resembles like a child elf.
So the elven guard kind of steps up, and he's slowly approaching you, and he says, "There is nothing to see here, girl. Why don't you come here and I'll escort you home? This is no place to be."
Briar just kind of hesitates and takes a small step back as he walks towards her.
Okay.
He would take another step forward, and I'm gonna roll a perception for him to see if he sees the rest of you. out of the corner of his eye, just hanging around.
We stealthed, right? We're hiding.
You did
kinda?
stealth. So we'll see here.
Kind of want to be a Whispers Bard now. Would you like to change subclass? Ah, shit. Well, that's rough, buddy.
So he did. It's not a natural 20.
Yep.
But Whitlock's stealth is better than his perception, so he sees everyone but Whitlock. And so he stays in the square that he is, and he sees Lucy, he sees Mars, and he sees Alexandra, and he says, now in a very more like aggressive tone, he's kind of pointing the spear, like pointing the spear in your direction, and he says, "What is the meaning of this? You best all be going now."
Okay. Whitlock will step out from the shadows, kind of like writing Eldritch Blast, and be like, I think not. There's something going on here. Lay the weapons down. Let's talk while you still can. I'll say that in a very intimidating tone.
Give me an intimidation.
Oh, he doesn't. Never mind. I was about to say, can I fucking assist him on the intimidation?
I'm going to roll something here for him. I just need to look at something real quick.
My little magic little fingers be like, oh no, no, no.
I'm gonna roll an insight for him. 6. So his reaction is, you want to chat? Fine. But these weapons do not leave my side. I am an honored god of Singorn.
Uh-huh. Okay, then. Then tell your cronies lay him down.
He turns around and kind of lays his hand, like does a hand motion, and you do see the other two, their hands move from their blade and crossbow alike.
Oh, good. Very good. Now, apologies for the rough introduction, but I'd like to know what's going on. What's with the blood? What's with the cleanup? What's happening? You don't see this very often in somewhere like Singorn, no?
I could ask the same of you lot. What are you doing here in this alleyway, investigating said blood, said
I
cleanup?
don't think you're in the position to be asking questions. You're outnumbered, mate, and your folks have gone. Your weapons are gone. You answer ours, and we might answer yours. We might give you a cookie. Answer.
Give me a.
Persuasion.
Yeah, I
Intimidation.
was depending on how you feel with what you just said, persuasion or intimidation. I could go either way.
Most likely persuasion. Just trying to be like, you're outnumbered. You need to be reasonable with us. We might be reasonable with you. Damn it. Damn it.
13. He is a Singorn. He is a Singorn guard. I am gonna roll an insight for him just to see what the reaction would be. He got a 4.
Only plus 1 wisdom. Damn.
Is Mars and Alexandra stepping up, or are you guys staying where you are?
Mars would have a arrow knocked. As soon as Whitlock is making an appearance, he had his bow out, he's getting the arrow ready, and then as soon as he says the words of your weapons are gone, Mars has his drawn.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
How about Alexandra?
She's unmoving. She doesn't have to do much to begin her psionics, so she is just watching keenly from the very back.
Mm-hmm.
Wish Lucy was here. Give him a good old pot of tea, but that's not going to happen right now.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I feel like it'd be very in character for Lucy to walk up and hand the three of them like crumpets. But I can't do that with the same power that he does, so I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah. Yeah, he was doing it in spirit.
Yeah, just imagine that he's busy in the back eating his own supply.
Yep.
That's what's keeping him busy.
Oh, fucking.
So you asked him what they're doing here, cleaning up the mess.
Yeah.
And kind of like very begrudgingly, he is seeing your numbers. He does, you know, yeah, as I said, begrudgingly spit out. We're hired to clean this mess up. Some dolt thought he could come into our city and take out someone of worth. This is what happens to people who try that. He looks down at the blood.
Could I insight?
Sure.
Okay.
Marv is also going to.
Seems like he's telling the truth.
With a
Very nice.
20 insight, are you trying to gleam if he's telling the truth? What are you trying to?
I'm trying to gleam on if he's if he'd be talking about my acquaintance.
Okay. It's very possible. Last you saw your acquaintance, they were near the entrance of the city. And now you're here, tried assassinating a nobility, and they got themselves grabbed. And the blood spilled here is the result of that.
Was it a orc?
I'm not hired
Damn,
to
Bolt.
speak about that side of business. I'm hired to make sure these idiots, he looks back at the two humans, simply just clean up the boss's messes. Now, we have a mess to clean up. I'm sure that's satisfying information for you all.
Well, not for me. I was paid to kill them myself.
Oh,
They had a
shit.
bounty on them. Now I just want to know if my bounty is dead and I should give up tracking them, or if I should be continuing to track them. They're wanted dead or alive. I just want to know. I want to know if I'm gonna get my payment.
I'm gonna give him an insight onto this. This insight's not been great, but I'm still gonna roll one anyways. Maybe this is the one that he gets like a natural 20 on. No.
No. No.
He kind of like narrows his eyes at you, Mars, between, you know, from between his helmet. And he says, if you're here for someone and you're an assassin, I think it'd be in my best interest to arrest you. Treat the rest of you as harboring someone here to do ill will to a citizen of Singorn. So how fortunate that you have us outnumbered. How fortunate that you might be able to turn around and just walk out of the city without me reporting anything.
Funny, I never said anything about killing, only that they were wanted dead or alive.
Bounties usually do better when they're brought in alive. They kind of pretty unintelligent to be going about it that such, right? Come on, what's really going on here? Level with us. We want to be done with this as much as you do.
Can I watch the cleaner crew? Have they been giving any tells or anything as to what's going on?
Sure, give me an insight.
That's a great pull.
Just a 14.
14. I'm gonna roll some for both of them. The younger one, the younger man, which is the one on this edge here, the one who is going towards his crossbow previously, seems to not have the same step as the older man. So you can't really get a gleam on the older man. But the younger one, he seems to have his. He seems very jittery. He has his eyes trained on the elf. He's looking at the elf. He's constantly eyes darting back and forth from the elf to Whitlock and Briar. And he's likely one threat from the elf to your group away from reaching for his crossbow.
Because I'd rather just solve this diplomatically. We just want to know where his quarry's at. If he's a half-orc or not. Not dead, no assassin needed. That's all we need to know. This information doesn't hurt now.
I already told you I don't know that information. I'm just here to clean. What I want to know is why you're following this trail. I told you what I know. It's time you tell me what you know.
Well, see, we were playing hide and go seek. Just Briar fucking blurts it out.
No, we're just trying to make sure that this whole thing could, like, you know, maybe it could be something of some sort of. Because the way I'm trying to see it, whatever's going on here could have also affect the people of Singorn. And the last thing I want is tensions high, and the last thing I want is innocent people dead in the streets like this. And knowing as you're in the position that you guys are in at, I feel like your hands are a bit tied when it comes to whatchamacallit, getting, you know, credentials and getting warrants and whatnot. But us, we're civilians. We can get in and out as much as we can. Not saying that, you know, we need a warrant to do this and that. I'm just saying that we have a bit more freedom than you do. So tell you what, we get this solved. You let us help you solve this and give us information. We get this job done for you, and you don't gotta hold up a hand or a finger for nothing. It's a win-win on all sides.
Give me
Look,
a.
because I just want this. Because like he's lying through his fucking teeth about saying like I think this could be like some sort of scheme that could hurt the people of Singorn, and we want to make sure it doesn't go that way. You know? Come on.
All right, give me a
I just want what's
deception then,
best.
because you said you're lying through your teeth.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
14. Okay. Is this the one where his insight gets the best of him? Nope.
This dude's so oblivious.
These guys seem very trustful when they're threatening me with all these weapons.
So he's very attentive to what you're saying, Whitlock. And the one thing that he clocks in on is you said you can get in and out of places without too much of the law in your way. This is something you'd be willing to do?
Yeah. Work with me and we'll work with you, huh?
Be willing to get your hands dirty? And when he says
Very
that,
much.
he specifically looks at the two humans behind him who are getting their hands dirty.
Well, look at us. What do you think? Except that one, you know, points at Lucy. But all of us, we dabble. Come on.
He turns and looks at the two humans behind him. And he says, two of you, stay here. Keep cleaning. Anyone else tries getting in this alleyway or spots you. And he looks at the rest of your group. Handle him however you'd handle him. You're the cleanup crew. Clean it up. And then he looks at the rest of you and he says, the rest of you, follow me. I'm sure my boss would have quite an interest in you.
Okay.
And he starts leaving the alley.
I'll go over to Mars and be like, this is a good lead, huh? Yes? No? This might get us somewhere.
Be a trap.
What was that?
I suppose so, but it could also be a trap.
Yeah, well, I suppose it'd be this over having no lead, huh?
Better than nothing, especially if my acquaintance is dead. I should at least have a name that goes with it.
I think this boss would be a good start.
Indeed.
Come on, let's get going. I'll be in to follow.
Alright. You all begin to follow. The humans continue down. Very wearily, they do, keep their eyes on you until you're out of sight.
I
But
stare
you-
down the younger one as I walk by him.
gi-
I don't
give-
say anything.
Give me
Fuck you,
intimidation. Give me intimidation.
Fuck you, child.
It's not much. I'm not a very
It-
intimidating
Yeah, it's
frame.
not much because he looks at you and immediately diverts his eyes, so he doesn't really get the full force of the intimidation. You guys continue walking until you reach. You start walking. Let me actually take you to the city map. You find your ways to one of the edges of the lake. Lake Yinlas. To a very fine-looking house. It seems to have these multicolored, almost like marble-like walls. You walk past a fountain. It seems to be a very beautiful homestead. And you see two guards out front. Where the one guard leads you all, and he says, "This group are here to see the boss. I think they could be of use to him." And the two guards at the door nod their heads, and they let you inside, where the main elf says, "Just wait here. I'll go get the boss in a second." And you
Yup.
see
Take your time.
he leaves out a back door towards what looks to be a like a dock, a little dock behind the building. I'm gonna put you here. You guys are in this little
Ooh.
house.
You show
Mars
Bernie
is
here.
immediately gonna be looking to see if he can
Oops.
see
that window.
anything to give away, like who this belongs to or what
I'd like
kind
to
of
help with
group.
that.
Sure. You can give me perceptions or investigations. If you're actively looking around, investigation. If you're just kind of glancing, perception.
I would like to investigate. We both.
Double 15s. Oh, 26 for Whitlock.
Oh my goodness!
As a bard should be, huh?
So,
That's right, rogue. I'm kidding.
with two 15s and an 18, Briar, Alexandra, and Mars, the three of you look around, actively investigating things and the various objects in the room. This is a very wealthy-looking house. Whoever it is, whoever this belongs to, they're extremely wealthy. And you kind of get some hints. You maybe open a drawer or two and you can find some letters. It seems none of them have any official marks, but whoever is funding or is owning this house seems to be of a wealthy merchant of sort. Whitlock, as you look around, you're kind of maybe walking around the room, just tapping your foot, waiting for something to happen. And you're looking around, you're seeing the various symbols on the house, looking at the various marks that maybe Mars has found. Huh. This house belongs to your elven friend back at the inn.
What? Uh, what? Okay. Interesting. Especially when I'm not in my elven form.
Yeah, except you're not an elf right now.
This fucking blows. Okay. Oh boy. And like Whitlock kind of notices this and figures it out. Then he kind of like takes his right hand up and starts rubbing the temple of the right side of his temple. Like, fuck. He says under his breath, kind of quietly.
Wrong.
Uh, well, he says kind of quietly. That's how that lovely elf that I've been chatting with in my other form.
Right. Our benefactor.
Yeah, this house belongs to him.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we need to leave then.
Uh, most likely.
And as you say that,
This
the
is bad.
armored elf walks back in,
Oh shit.
and coming through the door, you do indeed see your good pal Galathier. He's in fine robes, and Whitlock, you're 16 passive perception. I will tell you this: he's in fine robes, except you get a glint of something shiny underneath, almost as if he's wearing armor underneath his robes.
Yep.
And as he walks in, you can see him very quickly conceal his fists, but you do get a glimpse of some bloodied wrappings on his knuckles.
Okay. Damn.
And he looks at the group, specifically the four over here. I don't. Was he introduced to Mars? I forget. I think he
I
might have
think
been.
so. I think so.
Yep.
I just said that he's like
He
like
was
buddy.
this
No.
morning.
No, I'm trying to remember.
No, Mars came after we met.
Yeah, but
Luthier.
he was in
Oh.
the inn. He was there last session.
Oh, true.
And me and Lucy were talking about not archdevils, but
Yeah. And he walks in, and except he doesn't know Whitlock.
This is incredibly awkward.
He walks in and he looks at everyone and he says, when my god told me that there'd be a group of interesting people coming to look for work, I didn't expect to see you all here, but this is quite a fancy reunion, if I'd say so myself. However, and he looks at Whitlock, I don't think I know you, sir. And then he looks at, the rest of the group, Alexandria, Briar, Lucy, and Mars, and he says, is this a new one you picked up during your time here in Singorn?
uh, oh, beg your pardon. I don't think we met. You're talking about my associate Lucan, right? Elvish, about yay tall. He kind of hovers over his head a little because I imagine I made my elfish form a little taller. Yeah, a bit tall, Lucan, right, Trader?
Oh,
Um,
yes. Will he be here today? This is your group's patron. He sends you
oh,
here?
right, yeah. Funny. The thing is that he's out of town. He's leaving the whole trading stuff in my hands. I've known him for a long time. So I guess I'm kind of taking charge of what's going on. And we kind of stumbled upon something, and I suppose we're all interesting people, and I suppose it'd be pretty difficult to do trading stuff as he kind of like gestures, not exactly elven.
Give
But
me a deception.
Yeah, the fat deception. Shit.
I don't even need to roll insight.
Yeah, you don't. And he kind of like with my passive insight of 14, would I know that he knows I'm full of shit?
What's
Or do
everyone
I need
else's passive insight? I'm gonna hold you there on a second because I want to know what everyone else's is.
not 20 to not one on one go? It's worth a try.
13.
14.
Okay.
I
What?
where the frick is it on?
Oh, passive insight is just gonna be 10 plus your insight score.
Mhm.
Oh.
Same as your passive wisdom, just insight.
9.
Okay, so 14. Yeah, you got a natural one. 14 is probably good enough to understand that he's smelling the shit in this room. He knows something is definitely not right here. However,
Yeah.
the way he goes about this is he doesn't immediately call you out. He lets
Whitlock
you.
kinda knows.
He's actively letting you talk, and with your 14 passives, he's also oddly receptive. He's not. He doesn't really show a lot of emotion to you blatantly lying to his face.
Right. Can I roll an insight to see if he's believing what I'm saying?
I'll allow an actual insight now.
Okay.
Mars would like to immediately take action and just look, I'd like to apologize for my for my friend here. They like to embellish the stories a little bit. He's not say out of town, but we've lost him and we're just trying to locate him again. Alongside one of my acquaintances. That I'm trying to track. And I kind of give a quick glance to the Singorn elf.
Interesting.
Um.
I don't mind a good story every now and then. You say this Lucan, your patron, he's missing. I can't help but think that I just recently spoke with him. Has something
Yes.
happened?
You know, maybe I wasn't being truthful, and I apologize. Perhaps he is somewhere a bit lost, and I didn't really give the information because, well, I suppose it's embarrassing on my end to, someone I've been good friends with for a while suddenly slips out of my fingers, and I suppose I didn't want that to blemish my notoriety, but here we are. Apologies for that lie. I suppose I'll take the hit to my pride. Forgive me?
Interesting. Yes, I'm willing to say all is forgiven.
Thank you.
Kind of put his hand to his chin. He's still kind of it's one of those ones where the way his robes are, they're kind of clasped shut, and so it's like his hands. I guess I could describe this better. The way his hands are concealed, despite having seen the bloodied wrappings, is it's very one of those over the arm cloaks. So his hands are like underneath the cloak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he goes, "Would you just mind me one moment here?" And he looks at the guard next to him and he says, "Would you be ever so kind and gather some refreshments for our guests?" The guard nods his head, and Galathier goes to another door, opens it, and walks out.
That's short for us getting poisoned.
And the guard does. You see, we'll say there's like a little table here. He does go like grab a plate from the side table and brings back a bunch of what are very like leafy green snacks and places them on the center of the table, and then goes back to his position.
Yep. This is bad. Whitlock will just kind of sit down and bright hand on his face and kind of slump down, kind of looking defeated in a sense, but like, oh, this is bad. But might as well make ourselves a home.
How about everyone else? Alexandra and Briar, Mars.
Mars is just going to, I mean, it's not every day that you're like this. This is a couch or like a recliner right here, yeah?
Yeah, this would be like a couch.
Yeah, Mars is gonna just full on plop down on it.
Alexandra stands as close to the door as she can without looking like she's immediately going to sprint out of it.
The bottom door.
Yeah, so like on this side of the window, she just wants to be close to the exit because she does not trust this situation at all.
Okay. How about Briar?
Briar is moving closer to Lucy and kind of poking Lucy.
This is a cardboard cutout.
Yeah, in response to him being poked to try and keep you busy, he just hands you a cup of tea from his back pocket.
Yeah, that's kind of what Briar was wanting.
Couple maybe minute goes by, and Galathier walks back in. Now, notably, his hands are out and free, and they're kind of now more free from the cloak. And he says, "So, my friends, you have a missing patron. How can I assist you? What do you need me for? My guard here says you came here looking for business, but it seems that rather than me needing you, you might need my services in this case. What is the
What?
business that you seek?"
Well, the way I see it is that he kind of gets up. Well, I was explaining to the god that this whole seems to be random murderer thing going on. The way I see it, it could affect the people of Singon and cause tension and cause problems, which probably will affect trading and such, affect economy and blah blah blah. And the way I see it, if this thing went down and our patron and our compatriots went missing, they're probably connected one way or another. So the way I see it, if you help me and I help you, and I think we all win in the end.
Hmm. Murders in the city, you say?
I mean, maybe it could be that, maybe it won't. I don't know, because all we stumbled upon was some boys cleaning up some blood, and I could be wrong, but from what I can gather, it seems like something murder-like happened, or maybe an assault happened. But to me, it just seems like something certainly did happen, and
A
something that
lot
could
of
lead to one
blood
thing.
for a bar fight.
Exactly.
So
Thank
you
you.
say, and you think that your patron, and then he turns and looks at Mars, an ally, might have been murdered within the city walls. That is quite a bold and brazen thing for one to do, especially under the eyes of the wardens.
Oops. Who are the Wardens?
The wardens were are the guard of the city, and when he does say
Oh,
that,
okay.
he does look towards his own guard. They wear the
Right.
same. These guards, while being a bit more personal, do bear the same jade armor of the actual city guard.
Well, I don't doubt your abilities of your guards. I just know that there's a lot going on here, and sometimes when they're so busy doing their own stuff, things can slip by.
Hmm.
So we just kind of want to
Yes.
ease up on the burden of of their work.
Quite a lot
Figure this out.
going on indeed. Whitlock, can you roll me a perception check, please?
Sure. Let's take a look. See. Literally, let's take a look. See. Ugh.
You're the closest towards the back wall, so
Yep.
you can hear it as you're kind of talking to Galathir. You can hear the sound of almost like muffled screaming, and
Yeah.
in you can notice with your perception, you can notice that Galathir has clocked it as well, and almost immediately there's a whispering to his elf guard, and he goes out the back door, which I'll say, with your 17 perception, despite them both trying to block the door, you do get you aren't able to tell who they are, but from a quick peek, you can see someone bloodied and tied to a chair on the dock. And
Through which door
this
did they
back
leave?
door.
Okay.
That's-
And Galathir says, he kind of like does that, fake cough. And he says, he immediately tries to get the ball rolling again in business, and he says, "So, murders."
What was that? What was that? I heard that.
What was
Something's
what?
screaming. Some bloody person on a chair. What's going on?
Kind of walks up to you and puts a hand on your shoulder. And he says, loud enough for everyone to hear, he says, "I haven't a clue what you're talking about, my good friend. We're just all
I would-
doing some business here."
Look,
He's
I know I haven't.
facing away, right?
He is currently facing away from you, yes.
Perfect. Mars would love to do a stealth check and try to get through this door.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll try to keep him distracted and be like, you know, I get it. I do. I know I haven't really been honest with you, and I apologize for that. And I'm trying to be honest as well from now on. But if we're gonna be in this partnership, we're gonna need to be honest with each other and work together. No, that's because I kind of see, and he kind of gestures down to his hands. The blood on your hands. Oh, yeah, true. I'm kind of trying to
Oh,
distract him.
okay.
I'm trying to stall as much as I can by trying to stretch my
Whoa!
word down to
You
500.
can definitely get in, and you see a pair of stairs, like an outdoor staircase that leads up to what looks like a bedroom.
Because, well, your hand's a bit bloody, right? And you seemed like you heard something that I heard, and I don't want to escalate this thing any more than it needs to be. I just want to know what's going on, and if it's something that we should be concerned with or not.
Mm-hmm. As you're conversing, Mars, give me a perception.
Come on,
Okay.
Rogue, let's do it.
Oh!
Boy, attaboy.
So before you go up the stairs fully, from this
Okay.
position,
Okay.
you can see out towards the docks.
Uh-huh.
And there, you see a very orc-like looking figure clad in
Oh,
black
brother.
and very bloodied outfits, tied to a chair, with two of these Singorn elves standing in front of them, and one of them is currently in the process of punching him in the gut to shut him up.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I see. How is the dock the dock's connected just by the supports and everything. There's like, I'm just trying to see if there's anything that I could shoot with my bow and arrow that could cause a scene besides, shooting them.
Besides shooting an elf, yeah. Yeah, it is mostly connected to the supports and the beams going down into the lake bed. You do also see that there is a little boat tied as well.
Okay. With my perception, do I see any traps or alarms with this bedroom here?
With a 24 perception, as you approach the bedroom, there are. That's actually a great question. Hold on a second.
And would they be currently in alarm since I'm pretty sure he just came through here, like not even a minute ago.
Okay. With a natural 20, you can see that there is a tiny, tiny magical room on the floor right before the bedroom that you're able to tell is likely an alarm.
Mm-hmm. And I can't tell if it's active or not.
It is currently, I'll give this, is currently a faded rune. You can see the magical rune there. It is not currently glowing. You figure if it was glowing, someone would have been alerted, and it would have been activated. But it is a non-glowing magical rune.
Okay, so I can enter without it going. Is what Mars's thought would be.
You could certainly try.
With the 5 arcane, would he think that this would trigger if he just steps up on it?
With a 5 arcana, I feel like, because if you would have rolled higher, I would have given you more information, obviously. But I feel like with a 5 arcana, maybe you're not well versed in what the various runes do. You know it will be an alarm, but it doesn't look activated. And otherwise, the room looks empty. You haven't spotted any other traps. So I want to say that, obviously, Mars thinks how Mars thinks, but with a 5 arcana, you're not. You could probably step on it. Like, I don't want to. This is my problem. I don't want to say how your character would feel. You know what I mean? But a 5 arcana just wouldn't tell you if it's going to activate.
No, I get it. Okay, with my perception, do I see anything of note that I would want to search the room for? Like a chest, a desk?
There is a side table next to the bed. There's also a bookshelf on one edge. And then there's the bed.
Okay, do I see any paperwork on the side table?
With a 24, you would see that there are maybe a couple pieces of paper. There's also a shelf as well, or a drawer, my bad.
Okay. Alright, guys, high or low?
Hi.
He's risking it for the biscuit. He's going on there.
Okay.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
He goes in, and are you immediately going for the bedside table?
I would wait half a second to see if the rune starts to glow.
Okay. You step on it, you step over it, and you turn around. You look at the rune. There is but the faintest of shimmering from the rune,
Bleh.
which we go back into the conversation down the stairs as you are trying to keep Galathier busy. And he's still trying to keep up that facade. I don't know what you're talking about. I just stepped out to collect myself. I wasn't fully expecting a full group to be here. And rather, you have more pressing matters than I do here. You have a... And he pauses for a moment. And he looks back down at you, Whitlock, and he turns around, and he sees that your companion is missing. And he says...
What's wrong?
Just one moment, if you wouldn't mind. And he turns to start walking towards...
What are you looking for? Someone I can help with?
Is he walking towards the stairwell?
He is walking, yes. He says, he says in response, with like, no, I'm sure it is fine. Just something I need to look for. Please
If you're
enjoy,
looking-
enjoy what my house offers. Just hold
Where
one
did
moment.
my compatriot go? I think I saw him go outside. I think he wanted to go take a breather. Some room in here is pretty thick, no? Over, there. Let me go take a look if he's over there.
Hi, are there windows in here? And second question, is the stairwell handle, like, is that see-through?
It is indeed see-through, and you could, it is see-through, and something you could jump over because it is open air. This room's kind of like an open concept room. There is walls and a ceiling. There are no windows, but it is an open door that leads to the stairwell and the railing. Alex, you said something. You wanted to do something? You asked if he was walking.
Yeah. I want him. I'm gonna manifest apparition at him
Okay.
and make him hear and see something.
All right.
And it's just the back of Mars's head as he leans against. No, let's say this window. He just hears the thump of something against the window, and then just sees Mars. Still, because the image can't move, but just his head and shoulders against the back of that window.
Okay.
Backing
Do
up.
we all see this, or just him?
No, just Galathier sees
Fuck.
Okay. So you're doing that. While you're doing that, Whitlock is heading towards the door. What is Mars doing?
So another question, the bookshelf, is it open or does it have doors like a wardrobe?
It is like just like an open bookshelf.
Okay. Mars is, and these are like trees and stuff?
Yeah,
bushes?
like trees, bushes.
Beautiful. So I'm assuming I have 1 round to act?
Essentially, yeah, you have right now.
Perfect. So I'm going to use my movement and action as I would in a turn. I'm going to move 5 feet, grab the paperwork on the desk, and then I'm going to move 10 feet and jump into the bushes.
All right, give me a stealth.
I can't move myself into the bushes, but yeah. 16.
16.
The other
okay.
guys go. You thinking what I'm thinking? Aim for the bush.
And as that happens, Galathier hears the sound of the thud and the vision of Mars's head, and he turns around and he says, "It does seem like your friend went to go get some air, slippery little fellow." And he looks towards the window where none of the rest of you see Mars.
Yeah. See, told you. Yeah.
Alex
Pretty
just says, just quietly, mm-hmm.
good. Yeah, Whitlock just kind of follows you. Yeah.
So,
Definitely. That's why I keep him around. Keep him around.
and he
Pretty
walks
good.
towards the table and he takes a seat at the end. Business, yes? What can I
Yeah.
offer you? What can I do to find this missing patron of yours? It seems that with you in my home, it's been a bunch of circles around here, so I'd like to get right to the point. I have gold, I have manpower, and your merchant friend is missing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I guess like now it's just like things just got awkward or just like difficult. Now we know, because would Whitlock assume that like the guy that he saw out on the dock is the half orc?
Yes. It is a
Okay.
safe assumption.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what to do here. Uh. I'm trying to think. I'm sorry.
Well, while you're thinking, yeah, he's just kind of looking at everyone. Mars, give me a perception while this happens. He looks at everyone and says, I am a man with a lot of patience. In my line of business, you must have a lot of patience to deal with
That I
those.
respect. I do. I did, you know, I don't mean to be a busybody, pick my nose in other situations, but just very briefly, I saw someone you seemed like you were talking to out on the dock. Maybe he might know something of who we're looking for.
That is of no concern to you. That is separate business to be handled by mine and mine alone.
Okay, if is that kind of business you need help with at all?
It is the kind of business that has already been handled.
Okay. I was thinking maybe that guy might know something. Maybe. Because,
Um,
I mean, wanted to get a glance at him.
Sir Galathier, I don't mean to speak out of turn. It sounds like you're willing to assist us in finding our benefactor, but at the same point, you're also offering work? Are the two mutually exclusive, or can they be done at the same time?
I can assist at the same time I offer you some business. I have the manpower to send out to look for your missing benefactor, and if what my men tell me is true, then I'll put you here, Mars, if you need to be there.
thanks.
And you are willing to get your hands dirty, I do believe I might have some business and a job for you indeed.
Right.
And
Swell.
he sees Mars come in and says, perfect timing. I believe we were just getting down to the finalities of business. Only appropriate to have your whole group here.
Right.
Uh, real quick,
Good.
so Pi, I would have hid the paperwork as I was walking up.
Mm.
Quickly scanning it though, did I get any information from it?
Give me perception. Or investigation. No, quickly scanning perception.
Nothing. Okay.
Yeah, nothing really gleamed from it. It was a very quick scan.
Yep. Put the document back in my one of my hidden pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'd prefer to get to the job aspect of what you got, because I'm thinking, well, if we do this job, we might find a benefactor. No?
Hmm.
That was kind of my idea from the start.
The less time idle chit chat, the better. Yes.
Well, you see, as one of the various merchants and heads of commerce here in Singorn, there are many who vie for my position and who vie for my claims to resources.
Yep.
As I said, I am offering to help find your dear friend Lucan. And I do have the manpower, I have the gold, but I will not simply offer it for free, as much as I might have enjoyed my chats with this dear friend of yours.
What's the catch?
How comfortable are you with the idea of evicting someone from a business?
Well, I mean, it's the first time of everything, right? But, doesn't really. Let's be honest, that's never been my neck of the woods, but well, I'm always down to try new stuff out, I suppose.
Is it a
Who needs a
squatter
big.
or a tenant?
You might call them a tenant, I call them squatters. They
Where would this.
are.
I
Go ahead.
They are.
I assume there would be a resistance.
Most likely. I'm sure they would hate to lose their business, especially to someone like me.
Hmm.
But, well, business is business. And the more, let's say, gold that I have in my name is more gold that is put towards finding your benefactor.
Fair. Fair.
And I've grown quite tired of these squatters trying to make deals and bargains for resources that I have rightfully under my name.
I can see how that gets annoying.
Yes, you said that your benefactor is a merchant as well, and that is what he's told me too. So I'm sure they know the same troubles when dealing with a merchant, especially in such a populated city filled with stores. They're more likely
Mhm.
to backstab you than an assassin is.
That's good. I guess that's a good lead to start with finding the boy. Where can we find these squatter/tenants?
Well, there are a few businesses in town that are owned by some fellow elven nobility. If you want to dismantle them one by one, I can give you the names of these stores. But if you feel brazen enough to go after the names themselves, I can point you in the direction of a manor or two.
Okay.
That just depends on how truly dirty you wish to get your hands, because it's about time someone takes action. And so,
Alright.
whichever you decide to tackle, I'm going to send some of my own to look into the other side.
Okay.
But it's nice to have, and he looks at your group, a little bit of, how you say, a little bit of a. I hope you do not mind my wording here, but as you are an outside group, it never hurts to have a scapegoat should all go wrong. And he says that, and then looks at Lucy and says, "Apologies if there's any offense."
I'll say I'd say that's a good one. I get
Yeah.
what you're getting at. I see what you mean.
My only question, anything we find in the manors you're talking about? I'm assuming that is rightful property of the scapegoats.
Of yours truly.
Yes, consider that payment for a job well done. As long as I get the business in the end, you can keep whatever they hold in theirs.
Yep. I
And
see what you mean.
when you speak of a manor, you're saying remove their business forever, temporarily, or just their home in general?
Oh, well. If you go after the businesses, just remove the squatters and get me the copies of ownership and the signed deals that have been made with these nobles. And if you go
Bonds.
after the manors, I just simply need proof of the removal of my fellow elven nobility.
An ear,
Understood.
perhaps? To whisper sweet nothings into, of course, nothing more.
Yes, something of that nature. As you're all talking, an elf walks out from the back and up to Gauthier and whispers something. Then he takes position at the door, and you can just barely hear Gauthier kind of say to him, "Yes, I'll be there to take care of it in a moment." Now,
May we have a minute to discuss this as a group, privately?
Yeah, we just gotta see if this fits in our
yes,
itinerary.
you are more than welcome to discuss. It seems I have something to attend to as myself, so we will be just back.
Okay.
You give us a knock on the door 3 times when you're ready for us to come back in, yes?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The 2 elves walk out.
Mars.
And as soon as the door closes, I'm huddled together. I have information.
As do I. Like you probably have more than me. Let's hear it.
Well, I got some papers I didn't really have a chance to read, but we'll get to that later. But most importantly, my acquaintance is alive and bleeding profusely on the dock out there through that door.
Yeah, I saw
There's
him.
probably about 100 feet, 200 feet to get to where they are. However, I think if we leave and then one of us could just swim up here, grab the chair he's in with a dagger,
Okay.
cut it, swim off happily ever after. They're pretty injured, so
Well,
whoever swims is gonna have to be the quick one. But if we go that route, we need a distraction.
well, I have an idea about making us scout it pretty quickly. Um, I can make a boat that can get you in and out pretty quick.
That
Don't
would be
ask.
great. There's also a boat there.
Yeah, but preferably be more discreet if we just. I mean, not discreet, but quicker if we get the boat, snag him, and get out. No.
Yes, I agree.
So, I mean, he kind of like looks around and whatnot. Would you like to lead that one, the boat one, or do you want me to go about me disguise myself, get on top of the river, get down, snag him, and run? Or would you like to do that? Keep your head down, make sure they don't spot you.
Well, if you can disguise yourself, it might be a good idea for you to do it. Only because we don't really, I mean, in my opinion, I would love to get the manor names and take care of nobility while we're here and get free money, in my
I
eyes.
understand. I'll see.
Or we can just get the list of manors that he's gonna give us and backstab him anyway.
Well, that's the thing, is backstab him as in, like, physically or metaphorically? Or both?
Either or.
Okay.
It is my
If we
job,
were to
after
go down
all.
that route, I imagine getting out of this place would be very difficult, as he's got plenty of men on his side. Or, if we stab him, put him down, I'll try to disguise as him, and get out that way, I suppose, but... I get what you mean.
I don't know how much, I don't know how much life my acquaintance has left in them, though.
I agree. Well, how about this? How well do you think you'd operate being unseen? Literally.
Quite well, it is my job.
Great. I'll give you the boat. I'll make you invisible. And you try to get as much as you done can. So, blank boat coming down, and then you grab the guy and run. Well,
Sounds good, but ideally, we should all be seen leaving together.
I agree. So, let's get to it. And so, with that, I guess I'll go ahead and knock on the door, unless anyone else got any other ideas. Because
I think that's the best we have.
Yep. I'll give a knock.
Alright, you give a knock on the door, and Galathier walks in by himself this time.
Yep.
And Whitlock, Mars, and Exandrian, give me perceptions.
Did you say Mars as well or no?
Yes, Mars.
Very good. Alrighty.
As
Hell
as the door opens and then closes for a split second, you can see behind him both Mars and Whitlock. The chair is empty.
Oh crap.
And
Seeing that it,
Mhm.
can I see the boat?
well, let's see. I'll open the door real quick. Let me look at you. You would be able to see one of the elven guards is getting onto the boat.
Not good.
Or not getting onto the boat, but he's starting to like prepare the boat. Like he's untying the boat and getting ready to get onto the boat. And then Galathier would walk back in and say, "So, have you decided?"
Yeah. I guess we're going wrong with your job. Let's see that list.
Mars, you were gonna...
Yes, the manors, please.
Yes. I will have them for you in but a moment. I must get them from my lodgings. I hope you do not mind, but one more moment of waiting. He walks out and towards his room.
That might be the piece of paperwork that I grabbed, guys.
Make a quick look. Quick.
Yeah, Mars is gonna look very quickly.
All right, I give you. Give me an investigation. What, Alexandra?
Nothing. Changed my mind.
No! Look! You look!
Let me see that.
Can I have assisted?
Yeah, you can assist with
Yeah.
Locke in investigation.
But actually, no. I'll just like, Alex, this is your This is your more forte. Go for it, please.
24.
Fuck.
Okay. Do you
Oh,
want? Do you want? All right. Okay. Hold on.
I don't speak Elven.
Yeah.
That's why I'm assisting you. I can read it.
So, as you're reading through the various pieces of paper, you see that there are papers talking merchant dealings. You see one of the fellow nobles seems very much against selling his business to Galathir.
Son of a bitch.
There are simple business dealings, transactions, how he is sending there is one that talks about how he's sending various goods to Iman and other greater cities. There's not a name of lists or a list of names on here though in your bundle of papers.
We might be fine.
And immediately stuff that back in.
All right. He would then come back out with a single piece of paper, and he would hand it to you. And you can see that there's about 4 names on the list. And he says, "Now, while all 4 would be quite lovely, I do not expect you to go about evicting a mass amount of nobility from Singorn. As long as you get rid of these 2, and you'll point to 2 names on there, that will be most fine, and I will give you these 4 names at a later date."
Noted.
Because elf names are wild to think up.
Not just as cursory, none of them look familiar at a glance. At the moment.
At the moment, no. Which we can also
Right,
attribute to your lack of time in Singorn to really know anyone.
Fair. Just as long as it's not anyone that we've already had dealings with. We haven't
The
brushed
only
shoulders much.
the only elf of prominence that you've really had dealings with is currently allowing you to stand in his household.
Yeah, but I was also thinking like captain of the guard and that kind of stuff. I didn't want to.
No, it is very much other merchants. It is not any.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now we have the names. Let's not burn any more time.
Yeah. We're gonna get moving now. We'll come back to you if we got anything. Okay?
Yes. When the dealings are done, do find your way back to me.
Got it. See you soon.
He kind of stands by
Um,
the door, waiting for you all to leave.
Yeah.
Mars will lead the
Quickly
way.
hurry out.
And
Slow.
Mars will give the whatever traditional goodbye is.
Mm-hmm.
Whitlock will give a
Now-
suspiciously good elven bow and leave.
Is south the way out, or would it be uncouth for us to go east?
South is the way. South is the way you walked in. This was like a little like garden side. No, actually, I described it as this path, as the way
Oh,
you
privilege.
entered. So
Beautiful.
so
Let's go this
coming
way.
this way, you would have seen the boat. I'm just because I screwed up a little bit. You would not have seen the man on the chair.
Thing! Oh shit! Oh mate, the government good! Oh!
And as you kind of walk out, you do
I can move
see
Mars. Oops.
you would see that there is an untied boat, a struggling orc out of the corner of your eye, and an elf readying the 2 oars to begin rowing.
Oh boy. Okay.
And
How-
from where you are, you would also likely see Galathir does go back out onto the dock and just stands there to watch the waters.
3 questions, DM.
Yes, 3 answers.
What time of day is it?
It's getting now to be around midday.
Fuck. How wide is this river?
You talking about the lake?
Yeah, so are we on the border of the
We're,
lake, or are
like,
we
right
at one
here.
of the
Yeah,
channels?
you guys are like on one of these tiny little like inlets, like on the edge of the lake.
Fuck.
Yeah, I think
All
you
bad
said it
news,
was like right
DM.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was such a.
What's the third one?
I was gonna ask what is the likelihood that we lose sight of this boat, but if it's the whole ass lake, it's very highly
Yeah.
Um
Does Mars see an anchor on the boat? An extra anchor?
Give me a perception.
How long does this thing last for?
So they're actually
Okay,
hmm.
we got 2 hours to
You
burn.
know what? Yes, there would be a small anchor on the edge of the boat.
I got a
And
stupid idea.
you can probably ascertain Mars. They're gonna dump Thane alive into the lake.
Yeah, I immediately say, this is either do or die for him.
Yep, I got an idea. It's gonna be really embarrassing, but okay. If we get out a ways, I'm gonna suggest that to make it look less suspicious, we can have I make the boat with my creation thing, and I say that it's a medium-sized boat because that's all I can really can make right now. Um, the item could be must be even smaller. Yep. I think that probably mean like 2 people could fit on there. Imagine, right? DM, a medium-sized boat.
A medium-sized boat. Yeah, depending on how you crammed everyone in there.
Yeah, imagine only 2 could probably fit, huh? Uh, to make it look less suspicious, um, we could send out 1 person rowing the boat, right? And someone, it could either be me or Briar. I could disguise myself as a female elf to make it look romantic, so people would, so people wouldn't look at us too suspiciously as we're rowing along and seeing what's going on. Or, I row it, I make it, we make 1 person invisible and 1 person uninvisible. You know what I mean? Make 1 person invisible, 1 person visible.
Mm-hmm.
Because either way,
With
it's gonna be.
with my 17 perception, Thane, is he shackled or is it just rope?
It is rope.
Mars, how good of a swimmer are you?
I mean, I grew up around here. I can swim.
Beautiful. Follow me. And I'm gonna walk behind this tree line over here for a second.
Okay.
And the moment we lose visual with them, I'm gonna tell Mars, hold your breath.
Mars doesn't even ask. He just does it.
As soon as Mars inhales, I teleport him 30 feet into the water at the bottom of the lake.
Oh, like under the boat.
Just to the bottom of it, so we could get to the floor without being seen. As
Okay.
close to the the boat as he can get.
I'll get out of earshot, eyesight too, and make the boat do my creation stuff and have it in the water.
Okay, so Mars, suddenly you're underwater.
Yeah, just hold your breath. And then just ears are clogged now all of a sudden.
And for note, the boat is beginning to row out into the lake.
See how long Mars can hold his breath, and Alexandra keeps walking casually to not be suspicious.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna cast the boat. I'm gonna get on the boat, and if anyone says anything otherwise, I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself. boats and starts suspiciously rolling itself out.
All right. Is
By the
anyone
way.
else in the boat with you, or
Anyone else could join with if they like.
is anyone else getting on the boat? Okay, Briar's joining on the boat.
Okay. No, this is fine. What I'll do instead is disguise myself as like some other elf.
Well, if you're invisible, Briar can just be rowing it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I'll have Briar do that. And I'll just stay invisible. That's a good idea.
Okay, I need to do something.
I'll just tell Briar, like a whisper to Briar. I know you can't see me right now, but just row. Trust me. Just follow the boat. Keep it not too close, but not too far either. Just give it a nice shot.
All right, and Lucy will just stay on the shore with Alex. And I'm just gonna do.
You know, Lucy, I did the teleporting thing so Galathier wouldn't see us follow the boat, but it's almost
That's
funnier this way.
Yeah, because like if he's chained up, is he about to get dumped? That's gonna be rough swinging him back.
So I'm just gonna put
These
everyone
tools.
here. So here's
true.
okay. Here's the situation we have right now.
Ow. Ow.
Here's your battle map.
Oh my god, you have a second boat.
Here's
Where's
your
my
battle map.
list?
Mars is under the water. The boat's a bit out into the lake, and a second boat has hit the battle map.
A second boat hit the town. Never mind, I'm not making that joke.
Mr. President, the second
Shut
boat
up,
hits
I'm not
the
making
map.
that joke.
And Alex is here just so you can see the map. This probably isn't the right music for this. I don't know. I don't know what to put on here. We'll just use this. So what is, first of all, immediate reactions, Mars.
Yeah, definitely swimming up. How do I calculate the swim speed? Is it just half, or is it my
Swim
same?
speed, I do believe, is
If you
half.
have a swim speed, it's half, because it's difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Okay, so and how far down in the,
30 feet.
I could just
So
get
I'm
you
30
30 feet
feet.
from where we were standing, so however deep that is.
30 feet. We'll say you're about, we'll just have it. You're about, no, we'll say you're about 20 feet below surface.
Okay, so I'm going to use my bonus action to dash. I'm going to go.
I'm actually, this is a hot situation. I'll let you have your turn. I'm gonna put everyone into initiative
Okay.
just so we can go by order here. Everyone wouldn't mind rolling for me, please. Wow, Thane's initiative is crazy.
Mhm.
And that's everyone, Whitlock and Alex.
Oh, you want me in?
Yes,
Oh.
I do want you here just in case you have anything you'd like to do.
Okay, I have nothing that'll reach them if they're past 60 feet offshore. But I'll be in the initiative just in case.
And then Whitlock's initiative.
Oh. It is. Let me get this out.
Alright, so
I'm so concentrated on being invisible.
Alright, Mars, continue.
So Mars is going to use his bonus action to dash. So he's now got 30 feet of swim movement. So, and if I'm 20 feet down, I can get here and reach the surface.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna be here, reach the surface.
You wanna roll a stealth with advantage for me?
Yes, please. Does Thane... Is Thane already, oh nice. Is Thane already, chained up, or was he only roped?
He is His hands and feet are tied, and with rope, and he has a gag over his mouth.
But the anchor, was he
He does
anchored
not.
already?
He does not have that on him because they are still rowing.
Okay, perfect. So is he able to see me?
I'll roll a perception on his turn. No, I'll give it to him
Okay.
now. I'll give it to him now. I mean, you did get a nat.
I mean,
20.
I will let him see me.
Okay. I'll roll a perception for him. He's not the most wise. Okay, well, a 19, he will be able to see you, and you can see his eyes immediately go wide, and he's panicked, and he is like making motion to you.
I'm going to pull out my dagger and motion for him to roll out.
Okay.
And then I'm going to kind of submerge myself under the water quickly. Or like hold my hold my breath and go down again. And I'm waiting to make my move for him.
Okay. So you're going to hold an action until he dives into the water.
Yes, I'm going to hold my action, which is going to be to cut his bindings.
Okay. I'm going to throw some fight music on just for the sake of things. Because Thane's turn is up. And he is going to try and get into the water. He's going to try and shuffle his way off the boat. I'm going to give him disadvantage here because he is tied up. So it's a bit harder. 13. Oh, man. No, 13 is still average. And he's on the edge of the boat. It's not like a high-walled boat. I'm gonna say 13. He does splash into the water, but he's a pretty compared to your leafness and quickness. Thane is more. He's still an assassin, but he's a brute, you know. And so we'll say with the 13, he does get into the water, but he does think a little bit.
That's fine. I was wanting that anyway.
And so he's sinking a little bit. We will say he's about he goes down a bit deep. He's about 10 feet down. That's gonna be his turn. The Singorn elf.
I mean, I'm assuming he's just gonna laugh and be like, "Well, he did his job for me."
Yeah, that's a fair point, but also that's a fair point. I'm gonna roll something for him. I'm gonna roll it at advantage because this roll is going to be how fearful is he of his boss to not see that the job is done before his eyes, like how like that type of deal. Like, is he gonna stay here to see it through, or is he fine with him just having jumped off the boat himself, type of thing? So I'm gonna roll wisdom with advantage. He gets a 20. And so he is going to stand up and go to the edge of the boat and just pick up a weapon on his side. And he's going to spend his turn looking into the water with a perception, and he's going to knock an arrow. He looks down, and he sees Thane and Mars.
Well, my stealth was also a natural 20.
That is true.
And my stealth is higher with the natural 20, too.
I know. I normally have nat 20s beat nat 20s. And I'd love to give it to you.
I say do a contested check after that. Equals sounds we gotta do between both.
And he does. Here's the thing. He also has keen. He also has keen sight. What does his elf eyes see?
You want to roll off?
Let's do a flat D20 roll off.
Oh no!
Who's the main
Oh
character?
no!
All right,
He
so
rolls a 4.
I'm not gonna
Here we go, here we go.
cheat. I'm not gonna cheat. I accidentally rolled into GM and it was a nat 20. I will roll again, to be fair.
Holy shit!
Oh no!
Whoop,
Okay,
whoop.
before you continue, Pi, is my prepared action at least triggered? By Thane
Yes,
jumping in the
you
water.
would be
Okay.
able to cut him free of his bindings. I need to see something. Let me look here. So, okay. So a rowboat, you can we'll have it act as separate movement. Briar, you're moving the rowboat, and we'll call it from edge of the boat. You can move it about 20 feet. So you can move the boat right here if you choose to do so.
Maybe I'll just blast the other dude's bones, put a hole in it.
Yeah, can I move it? Can I move it 20 feet? And then also, do I notice the elf notice?
Oh, it would definitely be visible. Like, you see the elf get up and
Oh.
grab a bow and then look into the water.
Would I be able to Eldritch Blast?
If you have the range, which I'm sure Eldritch Blast does, yes.
Yeah, it's 120, and we're in like 60 feet
Yes.
or 45. Okay.
That hits.
You trying to hit him or the boat?
I'm trying to hit the. Should I just sink the fucking boat?
I mean,
'Cause I
Or
think,
try
like,
to sink the boat?
do you strike the elf? If 24 would hit the elf.
I mean,
Do you
if it
have
hits
that
the elf.
knockback thing,
I believe I do actually. Hold on, let me actually check that.
if you hit the boat with your knockback thing, would it shake it and knock him into the water?
I'd probably give him a roll.
You have some plausible deniability, if so.
No, I don't have the knockback. I have the Devil Sight and the Agonizing Blast. That's the reason why my Eldritch Blast did so much fucking damage there.
So you're hitting the
Yeah, I
elf,
know
you're
my
hitting the
game.
boat.
I'm hitting the fucking elf. Fuck it.
Alright, you blast him right in his chest, and it leaves like this well, I mean, it doesn't leave a scorch mark. What would, like, his armor gets blasted and it kind of caves in a little bit. What type of mark would your Eldritch Blast leave?
Well, given the fact that whenever we had the conversation, she does like Feywild stuff. So like whenever she shoots her Eldritch Blast, it's just like a beam of light that's followed by that looks like just butterflies splattering out of it.
So his armor got blasted, and it almost leaves like behind this mark of like a painted burn mark, like with various colors. As his chest gets blasted, he kind of stumbles back a bit and looks up at the new boat approaching. And that's your turn because you're kind of on a boat, unless you want to spend the rest of your movement to jump off the boat.
No.
Yeah. Alexandra, give me a perception, please.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. It's good I'm here because I really want to know how far away is this happening.
Yeah.
How far
Of course, I
you
roll a
with the
3.
rod? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. It's a little. It's hard to tell because the further into the lake, it is a massive lake. The boat did only just leave maybe a couple minutes ago, so it's not deep into the lake, but you did lose it behind like a bit of fog, so it's hard to tell how close it might be.
Did our elven buddy stop watching at any point?
I mean, if you're just spending your
Or-
turn looking around,
Do I still see him on the docks? Is the big part.
yeah, I'm kind of gonna give that for free. I guess I shouldn't have really asked for a perception if you're still looking around. If you're just looking around the overall area and you're just like, because you would have seen him, and you would have seen him standing on the docks, looking out in the distance, and you would have seen him oddly calm, or not, maybe not oddly, but very calmly spin on his heel and walk back into his house.
I don't know if Alexandra would think that's unusual, especially if she lost sight of the boat.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might just be, oh well, neither of us can see it anymore.
All right. So you're just spending your turn kind of just looking around. Mars.
Yeah.
Thane is completely free of all of their
Yes.
Findings?
The rope is
Okay.
off him. You would have been able to take off the gag too.
Okay, perfect. Is the boat still exactly where it's at?
The boat is, I mean, it's kind of, I'll say it probably, with the blast, it probably would have drifted back maybe 5 feet or a couple feet, but it's not far.
Can I move diagonally?
Yes, you can.
Perfect. I'm going to move here, and I didn't submerge myself very far because I didn't have any movement. It was just enough to mask myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna come up out of the water, grab him, and pull him in.
Okay. I'm gonna call this contested, like a grapple. So it's your, I think it's athletics.
Hold on. I would like to, before doing this, if I can,
Mhm.
I would like to use my cunning action to hide to make this a sneak attack.
Okay. So hide for stealth.
That would be a 13.
Mm-hmm. No, he does know you're in the water. So he knows you're here. If you're pulling him in, yeah, it'd be a grapple, so it'd be contested, I think. I forget if it's athletics versus his choice, or if it's choice versus choice.
Versus defender gets to choose athletics or acrobatics.
That's what it is?
Yeah.
So then you use your athletics versus his acrobatics or athletics.
So I'm using athletics.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's going to use
Ugh.
his dexterity. 15. You try and grab him, but he stabilizes himself and kind of like kicks your hands off his boot. That would technically be your attack against him.
Mm-hmm.
So, unless there's anything else you can do in the water, we will go to the invisible Whitlock.
Wait.
Yep.
Has he taken his turn yet?
He did take his turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is all.
Whitlock, you're up.
Can I roll a perception to see Galthier go back into his house or not?
Sure. $23. You would have seen him at the edge of his docks, looking out towards the water, looking out towards the boat, looking out towards this entire thing, and then turn and walk towards his house.
Okay. Interesting. I think there's not much you can do right now. Since Briar's manning the oars, I can't really make this thing move any faster either. If I do anything, it's gonna break my invisibility. I think for now, I think I just keep my head down and I'll just keep hiding.
All right.
So I'll just skip my turn.
Thane is gonna go up 10 feet. He's gonna take his breath. And he is going to swim. Which isn't much. And he gets 1 square, so he will dash. And start swimming to this other boat. The Singorn elf is gonna curse in Elvish and try and take a disadvantaged shot with his bow at you, Mars.
Does Thane know to come towards our boat, or should I have said something?
Thane is swimming towards the boat that just attacked the elf.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't see Whitlock in there.
Yeah.
So, does a 17 hit you, Mars?
I'm sure it does. It does.
So he backs up a bit, and he takes a shot down at you as it strikes you in like the top of your shoulder for 7 piercing damage. Briar, if you are back. If my turn comes around, just another Eldritch Flash. Alright, well that's easy enough. Open your sheet. Briar launches another Eldritch Blast. And as the Eldritch Blast connects, the Singorn elf flies back into the boat and rocks the boat as they have died.
Okay. I'll do it. Are we still in combat? Okay.
You are no longer in combat.
Seeing as the boat probably would not be able to fit all of us, as only 2 people could fit, I'm gonna whisper to Briar if they're here. And if they're not, I just say like, get this man back to shore. I'll meet you back, and then Whitlock will dive into the water.
All right.
And,
so yeah, we'll do immediate actions here. So you're diving into the water.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that doesn't break. I mean, it'd be weird. How would?
You'd still be
I don't know.
invisible.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how it would look like. Remember from The Incredibles, the first one where Violet was in the water,
Yeah.
and yeah, it pretty much looked like that. It just like there might be some like silhouette, I guess, but you can't really see anything. It just looks like a random splash, like some
You're a
random splash in the
fish in
water.
the water.
Yeah, pretty much a fish in the water. No one. I just tell Briar that get him onto the boat and get him back to shore, and I guess I'll yell to Mars that, or not really yell, but I assume he knows he'd just get back to shore, so I'll head back.
So you dive into the water. Thane's immediate action is hopping onto the boat. Mars, immediate action.
Am I able to swim back towards the shore? Like,
You
do I
certainly
have enough
can.
strength to do that?
You can begin swimming back. It's going to take some time, but you can swim back. So you begin swimming back. Alex, you want to roll me a perception?
Sure. $13.
13. Eventually, you do see a boat begin to reappear, maybe a bit ways down. They're not. Your group isn't coming right back to the side of the house. Eventually, you do spy a rowboat rowing its way down to a different section of the city. But before you see the boat, is there any immediate actions you'd like to do? which actually, before I do that, I will say I'm going to go back in time a little bit. I did roll a perception for Lucy. Lucy would have seen the boats. And he also would have noticed Galathier staring out into the distance, and he'd probably tell you, in his best Lucy voice, I think he might have seen them.
I was afraid of that. Should we interfere or wait for the group?
I'm not even gonna try and do how he talks. He would, Lucy, looking back at the house, Lucy being the negotiator, he'd probably say, something like, do you think we can take on a house full of guards?
I'd rather not.
Okay, run!
Let's just assume our cover's blown and get back to our friends.
So, immediate action is just walking where the boat's going to end up.
Yeah, trying not to obviously cause alarm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, maybe slightly speed walking back towards where you see
not
the
a full
boat.
run, but trying to get there quickly.
Mm-hmm. All right. As you begin walking towards where the boat will arrive, we're gonna call that a session, gang.
Oof.
We're gonna call that a session and see what happens in the next one, likely in the new year. So we'll see what happens then.